Hey guys, how's it going? Capan here. So today I want to talk about one of the borderline cards that was introduced in the League of Explorers. It is the Anubisath Sentinel. Now, you guys probably have no idea how good this card is because, well, it doesn't look particularly good, and, well, there's no real reason to try it in Constructed because of that, I guess, fact. But in Arena, cards that seem pretty mediocre often can shine in somewhat big ways in particular games, and the newness, I think, scares off a lot of people, but it doesn't scare me. I do like to intentionally play cards that are newly released just so I can gauge them, just so I can have a better understanding of how they work in at least the Arena environment. So, I have had quite a bit of experience with this card. I have picked it over cards that I knew were considerably better, and in all these instances, I was never really disappointed. So I want to share with you guys some of my experience and some of the cool tech stuff of what I think this card has and what it really could be in some situations. So obviously in Constructed, the card isn't really all that. It's kind of difficult to build a board, and even though 5-drops are generally pretty bad in Constructed, this guy doesn't work in any big way. He might find some kind of niche in one deck or another from time to time because he's really not a bad card. I mean, 5 mana and you get 7/7 worth of stats, but maybe if you manipulate it, you can get like a charge effect on a portion of that. So it's a lot of stats. It doesn't get BGH because the stats are not concentrated in one guy. So, overall, over like a 2 or 3 turn window of tempo when you play him, he can actually be very good. It's just that, it's very difficult to say that he's actually better in the general case than a lot of other 5-drops you could otherwise play, even though those other options aren't really that great either. But in Arena, he does have a pretty interesting perspective. Now let's just quickly go over the downsides. The main downside is when you play this guy, you can't really play him by himself, of course. You can't really play him when your board has a reasonable likelihood to be cleared. So the reason that I thought originally he'd be particularly bad is because when you play him, he has 4 health, he dies to Flame Strike, and generally when you're building a big board, you're playing around that card. So this guy does not help you do that, but in a way that's not exactly true. He kind of has like the Dark Cultist effect, where if any minion would actually survive Flame Strike, even though this guy would die, you would get full effect of the Death Rattle, which is pretty interesting, and it gives you more damage for the following turn, which is usually how you counter a Flame Strike. You push too much damage because usually when you get Flame Striked, well, you can't really play anything else if you're the mage. So that aspect is pretty interesting, and he has worked out against mage better than I thought, even though, of course, some of the weaknesses are still there and are definitely pretty real. So what we really want to talk about is how likely is it in Arena that you come to the situation where you're ahead enough to where you can't get cleared out. I feel that minions are so sticky these days that it's pretty likely, actually. I haven't had too much trouble, and I have played this guy in a lot of instances. Now, in the losing position, he is kind of bad, but he isn't atrocious, because when you play him, he basically just has to get killed by your opponent. If you play him with like a 2-drop or something like that, your opponent is going to have to kill both minions. So he kind of not only has a taunt effect on himself, but he has kind of like a taunt effect for your whole board. So that aspect, I think, is really forgotten, and it's people often just overlook that fact when they're playing against them, because that is how Hearthstone players behave when they see this card on the other side of the board. So it's really not too bad on that sense. The Death Rattle, it is a random effect. It is just like the Dark Cultist, but it is a little bit better, and it has a few synergies that are pretty interesting. So this card is particularly good, of course, with classes that can spawn minions on the board, like Paladin, like Shaman, but it's very good with others as well. Other classes, or I'd say other cards, like the charge cards, are also very powerful with this. One of the best synergies with Anubisath is the Argent Horse Rider, because if you can sacrifice your full board, then kill off the Anubisath, and that's often a situation that actually happens in Arena. You trade your full board, play something else. Your opponent trades whatever he played, tries to play something else. It's kind of like a gradual, can I out-tempo you, can I play more stuff than you type of game, and it seems to work out like that a lot of the time. So a charger, or an effect like a charger, can really, really work. And yeah, whenever the Battlecry works off, or whenever Death Rattle works out, it's actually terrific card. So there are really redeeming aspects to the card. But, you know, one thing that I think would make this card a lot more interesting is if it actually had like some form of a tag. So, you know, when I look at this card, I kind of compare it to the God, I forget what it's called. It's the 5-mana Clockwork Knight, 5-mana 5/5 mech introduced in TGT. It's a pretty good card. It makes some constructed lists, but it really makes those lists just because it's a mech. And the tribal theme in Hearthstone is a really cool one, and it's one I'm kind of hoping they would pay a little bit more attention to, put a little bit more effort in. Now, obviously, Anubisath wouldn't really work out in any of the current tribes, but if they made a creature just like the Anubisath and made it like a dragon or something, you know, suddenly that card would actually see play, and it doesn't really affect the impact of the game that much. It's just a cool option to other dragons you could otherwise be playing. So I think, you know, when you have these kind of cool mechanic ideas like the Death Rattle that puts, you know, a plus attack and plus toughness buff on a minion, it's kind of cool if, you know, these aren't wasted like they are for the constructed aspect of Hearthstone. But still, as far as Arena, we could still have quite a bit of fun with the card. So I want to show you guys just that so you can understand how it's played and just kind of what weight it has in some games. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoy the clips. Maybe next time you guys are a little bit more experimental when drafting Arena cards. So check it out, enjoy, and I'll see you guys.
Let's sink that Sacred Trial back in our deck so we can Mysterious Challenger it out. Okay, so let's just take a look at our 3-drop and 4-drop quality. Probably our best 4-drop. So let's just sink the 3 and probably coin out the 4. Oh my god. What? I guess we lose. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Reporting for duty.
And he has the answer. Plays like the best 2-drop in the game, has the answer. Oh. Alright, that's probably better than Evil Heckler.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry came. Idiot!
Dude, if I had that last turn, it would be saved, right? So keeping the Yeti cost me the fucking game. I would have drawn that 1 turn sooner. I can't even begin to say how monumentally big that is.
You're in trouble now.
You call that? To Northrend! Victory!
Okay.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
I'm gonna play kind of into Flame Strike. I mean, he maintains the lead, but then I have a bigger tempo turn than he can play. So, should be okay. Okay.
To battle!
Weapons ready.
lose a 4-4 and a 5-5 trade here.
Weapons ready. Shield, tail,
You
wing.
smell like a leopard. For justice.
I just Sudoku versus Pyroblast, but it doesn't feel like he has Pyroblast. So.
My mouth very rarely explodes.
Stealth minion. But I guess I'll give him a stealth minion.
The battle. The battle. Reporting for duty. For justice.
Maybe I should have just played the Hungry Dragon. Double Fireball. He would have used Fireball in the 8-7. I'm basically just hoping that he doesn't draw something really powerful.
The battle. I'll take you down with me.
Best one drop in the game.
Shall I strike?
The battle. The battle. The battle. For justice.
Okay. Didn't matter that much. Just can't put as much pressure on him, but I think I have lethal anyway. Yeah, I have lethal anyway.
Behold the might of Stormwind.
And I don't have lethal.
Shall I strike?
The battle. The battle. The battle. Stop asking questions. Reporting for duty.
Just have to dodge a Deathwing. You think he has Fireball? Only True Flame Lance.
Something up?
Actually won that game. Not bad. Maybe we should just react. If we do a proactive play, he can counter. If we do the 2-3, he plays a 3-2. If we do the Loot Hoarder, he'll just dude.
Powering up. Portals online.
This obviously can go very badly, but I still think it's the best way to move this shit around. Oh yeah, that sucked. That sucked a lot. Oh man. That's some bad news. Alright, well it looks like we're gonna get really fucked up here. The main way that we're gonna come back is gonna be a big creature that he can't handle, so...
Tazdingo.
This does the same thing as Loot Hoarder Flame Cannon. But if Flame Cannon kills the guy, it's a lot better.
Mind if I roll me? Shield, tail, wing.
Oh, this is the same thing. We just have to use Forgotten Torch if we want to kill it, and Boulder Fist if we want to try to tempo. Same thing. This sets up like the worst possible trades for him. Argus is still a little bit clunky there.
What you want?
What the fuck? Wow. I think we're doing this no matter what. It's just how do I want to handle the rest?
Knowledge is power, and I know a lot.
Just minimize the damage and then we can try to taunt up a big minion. We really only get fucked up by like kings on the Anitron. Okay, we also get fucked up by that.
Reporting for duty.
We'll have to deny the mech no matter what.
Here's where you're wrong.
Is this too low of a tempo play? Probably is. I mean, this turn I can make a defensive play, but if I do that, next turn really sucks. I think I still have to do that.
Mind if I roll knee?
My shield for Argus.
You cannot take 9 damage.
I enjoy raiding.
Oh my goodness.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, I think I know how this works. Esports, 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 esports! Oh. It didn't work.
I enjoy raiding.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Reporting for duty.
Not on my watch.
Fool! It must be.
This is very, very risky, but if we can pull it off, we'll actually have a chance. Otherwise, we have no chance. We have to make a high-risk, highest possible imaginable tempo play.
Join or die. Or both.
Looks like he's going to try to draw for it. If he just draws garbage, this might actually burn him. Can he draw 1 damage? A-bomb better than fencing coach.
Not on my watch.
Okay. Well, he got a divine shield, but not quite good enough. We don't need a ping, so. Oh my god.
Reporting for duty.
He should probably just go face, honestly. What can I get? What can I get? Oh, that sucks. Oh! Okay. Okay. Please not Shrisilver. Oh, Shrisilver can freeze him.
Reporting for duty.
Where shall I strike?
This prevents Kings and True Silver lethal. Kings is only 5 damage. You can play North Sea Kraken.
Reporting for
Still doesn't
duty.
kill me. So yes,
The
you
light
can
has
do
not
that.
displayed.
I want the damage now though.
The victory.
Oh yeah! There we go! Oh man, that was a good game.